We're joined here by Timbers head coach Phil Neville. Phil, thanks for joining us. We'll go straight into questions. Yep, Alex.
I'll start with the positive of Eric Izoita, not just the goal, but his debut and performance. What did you make of him in midfield, Phil?
Yeah, I thought he was the best player on the pitch for us. Youngest player that played like a man, and I didn't think the others played like men. I really didn't. We've loved him for the last 6 months, 7 months. We've believed in him. I had no hesitation to put him in today. Composure on the ball, temperament to play in this level, courage to do the right things, and I thought in terms of sort of like the makeup of that central area, I thought he was head and shoulders above everybody else on our team, you know, and super proud. We're a club that really believes in young players, and he's another one that can come through, and we're going to just keep giving him the opportunity. That's the way that we're going. That's the way that this team's going to be built. There's going to be ups and downs. Today was a down, but he was a shining light, and I thought. I thought we had one or two players that were a little bit sort of like, ooh, this is going to be tough. And the kid, I thought, for me, just lit up the game for us every time he touched the ball.
Hi, Phil. Can you kind of talk us through the first few minutes or even your decision in your starting lineup? Because there was a lot of changes. I ran into Chara on the way down here, and he said he's feeling a lot better. But to have 4 midfielders and I believe 6 starters out, it's kind of a change. So would you mind talking us through that?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of starters out, but that's not an excuse really. We knew. I think playing Vancouver with your best 11 is tough, but I think obviously we knew it was going to be tough. But I've just said to the team that the first goal was on us, second goal was on us, fourth goal was on us, third goal was on us. So we can make excuses about that we made 4 or 5 changes. We didn't have Cole, we didn't have Diego, we didn't have Juan Mosquera, we didn't have Bonatig. But it wasn't the reason we lost the game. We lost the game because we made basic errors, and we didn't show the toughness to play against the Vancouver team. And what I said to him is at the end is that I want them all to watch the game back and see Thomas Müller running back, 93rd minute running back, and I'm afraid there's some of ours that didn't do that. And to win a game of football against the best teams, you need every single player to be showing that kind of hunger. And when you come to Providence Park, there's an incredible atmosphere, and you want to be the star, but the only star should be the team, not an individual. And that was my reflection.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned, Providence Park. It was the 3rd time that Vancouver Whitecaps have come to Providence Park and won very thoroughly, by multiple goals. What's your take on if that's having kind of like maybe a mental block or kind of an impact on the team?
No, there's no mental block at all. I mean, last year we was down to 10 men after 5 minutes. Same referee. Yeah, same referee as we had tonight, sent Kamal Miller off. That was, I think, the playoff game, you could say, was damaging. Tonight there was no lasting effects from them games. We're just playing against a really good team, and when you play against men, you've got to play like men, not play like little boys. And I thought some of our players played like little boys. I really did, in terms of, and these are the experienced players, the players that have been with us. I thought they played with too much fear, and I think that's because of maybe last week at Colorado, and then the week we've really pushed them. We're playing against a good team, and against a good team you need to show even more courage. And like I say, I think Aravena, Izoita were the players on the pitch for me that showed the most courage, and so there's a good chance that them two will start next week.
Coach Phil, how are you doing today? One of the first interviews that I ever heard from you, you said that the MLS was a roller coaster, and I noticed that the days that the Timbers suffer the most are days where we are not doing okay during transitions. What's your correlation on that? What's going on with the transitions on days that we suffer the most?
Well, I think I think there's some context, obviously, to tonight. You know, with the Cole dropped out on the morning of the game today, which was a big loss for us. You know, and you can't go into these games with too many of your best players and most experienced players out. I feel like it's like I said about Thomas Müller and Berhalter at the end. You've got to sprint forward and sprint back, and you know I think in this league when you've got to defend transitions and you've got to transition well. We're probably one of the best teams I think from the data wise to transition to goal. The quickest from winning the ball to transition to goal. I think we're one in data wise. I think we're one of the best. And we've got to be equally as efficient defending that wise. That means that you need 11 players to come back. You can't be left with 4 players up front. You can't be left with people just thinking, well, you know, I'm not going to run back today because I'm at Providence Park and we're going to leave the boys at the back to defend. You can't do that against the best teams. Trust me, I've been there and I've done that, and it's every single player. And you watch the best teams. I watched Arsenal this morning. I watched Man City versus Newcastle. The best teams, every single player runs back, sprints forward, sprints back. And I think if we've got some players that are really aspire to be at the real top, then that's the things that we need to keep preaching to them and teaching them and learning them and showing them. And we're a group that's learning, and sometimes through failure, you don't fail, you learn, and you only learn and get better through improving from these examples that we've seen tonight and against Colorado a little bit. And I trust my players incredibly well, and I knew it was going to be a tough game tonight. I just disappointed is that we've probably come away, and I've come away thinking we've actually competed really well, but we've thrown 2 or 3 goals away through our own mistakes, and that's the frustration bit.
There was a 52-minute period in this game where the Timbers didn't register a single shot. What is your take on just how the attack performed, particularly moving the ball in possession from the back to the front?
Just not at the level.
Enrique?
Profe. Buenas noches.
How you doing?
A pesar de la derrota, ¿cuál sería lo bueno y lo malo que sacó usted esta noche en conclusión?
Mi conclusión es hemos visto un jugador muy joven en el centrocampista. Él ha jugado fenomenal para mí, con todos los aspectos, sin la pelota, con la pelota. Es un ejemplo del resto del equipo. Sabemos que este jugador tiene mucho potencial, pero potencial es nada hasta el momento cuando entraron al campo. Cuando entraron al campo es el momento más grande que otra experiencia en un jugador vida. Entonces, pero yo tuve mucha confianza en Izoita, and eso es para mí un gran ejemplo que nuestra filosofía. Malo es el resultado, unos aspectos de nuestro juego. Luchamos cuando perdimos 3-0, luchamos, marcamos un gol, pero para mí no es suficiente para ganar este partido. El nivel de nuestros jugadores para mí no es suficiente en este partido. Y lo único es, mañana vamos a mejorar, vamos a aprender y vamos adelante.